Age is kind of screwing up my life. No. I feel like the whole idea of age sometimes makes me feel miserable, or it makes me feel anxious, or it makes me feel all of these different emotions. I think in our society, in our culture, we have different standards and expectations for age. And I feel that some of those shouldn't exist. And I feel like if we were able to lift some of our rigid structures and fixtures we have surrounding age, I feel like it would give a lot of us so much freedom and a greater lease on life. I feel like in our society, there's this kind of idea or feeling that once you are done your 20s, maybe that is changing a lot more now, but there's this feeling that once you're done your 20s, like you are past your prime. Um, you are older, and yes, you are older, but there is all of this weight and baggage and like negativity and stigma that comes with this whole idea of older. And it feels like once you are released from your 20s and you're into your 30s, it feels like there's this general wave or idea that certain aspects of your life are just like done or over. It feels like if you haven't figured out like maybe your career or the path your life takes, of whether you are in a relationship or whether you have children, or this whole idea of beauty and youthfulness, those are all areas that feel like once you are out of your 20s that it's done. And I think things are changing a lot now. I feel like there's this huge wave and push where it's like your 30s are like the new 20s and your 40s are like the new 30s, but I think that those ideas still do exist and are still out there. I feel like there are these ideas that like once you've reached a certain point age-wise, that depending what direction your life takes, it's like it's bad, like it's kind of deemed like starting over, or like it's not good to find yourself at this certain point at this certain age. Maybe if you're in like a position where you have to start like a new career at a certain age, or you're having children as at a certain age, or at a certain age you are just starting to get certain aspects of your life together, like your fitness, like your health, like your fitness, or your financial journey, or going to school, like starting a new program or learning new things. There's this idea that like if you're doing it at a age that we would consider to be past the scope or the timeline that you normally do those things, it's considered there's almost this like weight or negativity upon it. And then because I work in a school, a post-secondary school, I see a lot of young people come in who are like maybe 17, 18, 19, and they're so concerned and so worried. Like if they're in a program that has, if they're applying for a program where there's a wait list, or they have to take a gap year or two to do prerequisites to get into a program, there's so much fear and consternation about having to do that, about taking just 1 year, 2 years. Like, mind you, these people, these kids, these students are young. They're 17, 18, 19, 20. And there's all of this anxiety about taking off a year or a year and a half or two just to finish entry requirements to get in, because they are afraid that that time is running out. And it's like, you were only 18, you were only 20. It feels like in our society that we need to loosen our grip and loosen our structures and fixations and fixtures and rigidity surrounding age. And I am wondering for you if there is anything concerning age that you put in a box for your own life. We can't help when we learn something. We might finally learn about relationships, about how to manage our money, about what program or what education we want to do when we are much older. We cannot control when we learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn, or when we have developed ourselves enough to a point where we realize things about ourselves and realize things about the kind of life we want to build and the kind of life that we want, to then begin putting certain things in place. And I think this fixture and this rigidity surrounding age makes us feel guilty, and it makes us feel a lot of stigma for when we found something out, or when we realized that, oh, this is the more beneficial path for me to go, or this would be a better decision or choice for my life. And I want to encourage you today that whatever age you decide to embark on something or learn something, or if you have spent 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, years trying to figure something out, and now you are at an age where people would consider old and you feel like you are behind, I want to encourage you that those are just structures that we have put on our society, on our thinking about this number, about this concept. And I give you permission and I invite you and I want you to join with me in widening our perspective on age, and, in fact, decentering these interpretations on age. What do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below. Do you allow age to hold you back or to put you in a box? Yes, of course, we know that age is important for many things. Of course it is. But there are other things in life where we just really restrict ourselves when it comes to age. I would love to hear from you. My name is Imo, and if you've made it this far, please like my video so that it can be pushed into the YouTube algorithm and other people can enjoy it and see it. And please comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye.